Over the globe today, education is not only confined to books, it's also about exploring the world with practical knowledge. Spread over 26 acres, K.R.mangalam University is nested in the Aravalli Hills. The fully residential green campus offers an idyllic and intellectually vibrant environment for every learner. Global exposure is incomplete without international collaborations. K.R.mangalam University has proudly collaborated with many premier international universities like Middlesex University London, ESCE International Business School and the University of Florida. Professional education and industry exposure goes hand in hand. And as an educational institution, K.R.mangalam University has joined hands with ace companies in every sector for a better prospect. We have collaborated with giants like Apple, Dabur, FTCI, Medanta, Google and Sun Pharma to name a few. Along with this, we have 400 plus recruiters from various sectors connected to our campus with a 90+% placement record over the years. We have multiple feathers in our cap, like the Best University for Innovation Award in the 3rd Asia Pacific Education and Technology Award 2020 and the Best University Award in Asia with strong industry connections by Education Post.
I extend a warm welcome to the young industry leaders at the School of Management and Commerce. Here, we have a diverse range of transdisciplinary and interdisciplinary courses for you. For the undergraduate learners, we offer a BBA program, BBA with specialization, BCom and BCom Honors program with the specialization. Whereas at the postgraduate level, you can choose from MCom and MBA programs. Our contemporary curricula and the industry integrated courses play an instrumental role in creating management professionals with the desired skill set which the corporate world requires today. Academic delivery is complemented by exposing students to real-world business situations, industrial tours, case study sessions, workshops, corporate lectures, management and simulation games, and also live projects. These are all an integral component of the programs at the school. As you know, the summer internship is an integral part of all the programs offered at the school. Also, our MBA students get an opportunity to attend 2 weeks of international summer school. Our previous MBA batches have attended their summer school at Cardiff Metropolitan University and University in the west of England, Bristol. At K.R.mangalam, we aim to provide excellent placement opportunities to final year students.
Hello everyone, I Ankita, a student of BBA 18. I am blessed to be the part of K.R.mangalam University. This university not only focuses on academics but also the physical and the mental well-being of every individual. At K.R.mangalam University, the students are provided with best-in-class facilities such as outdoor and indoor sports complex, Wi-Fi facility, 24/7 medical support, canteen, gym and many more. University also gives stipulated breaks which basically help us to stay focused and actively participate in all lectures. The faculty of K.R.mangalam University has always been supporting and motivating, keeping the students at their top priority.
I invite you to join us in the quest for knowledge and excellence with a promise.
Without a domain, your website is invisible. With hosting a domains, you are in business.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. We are live here on a lively morning, right from the lush green and beautiful campus of K.R.mangalam University, Gurugram. With us today, we have Dr. Ashok Arora as well as Mr. Gagan Singh, a renowned corporate thought leader. Gagan sir is a successful alumni of IIM Ahmedabad who spent almost 23 years of corporate career as director and member of board at reputed MNCs. Sir is also the founder of a leading leadership and persona development institute, Gagan's Winning Edge Persona program. He also holds expertise in training professionals to enhance skills for their employability and till date has trained over around 1 lakh senior professionals globally. We welcome you, Gagan sir, on behalf of K.R.mangalam University.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's always a great privilege. And every time that I come here, it's a great learning of my life. So looking forward to this very wonderful session.
Thank you, sir. Our today's webinar will introduce us to the concept of astute leadership and its relevance in today's competitive business world. While we talk about leaders and leadership, leaders are not only in the political parties, organization, or at a single workplace, but a leader is identified by his attitude, approach, character, and attributes, and he is an inspirer with his own individuality. His ability to reflect beyond the obvious can lead him to decide the fate of a whole organization. But what do we exactly mean by an astute leader? And why is it important to discuss about astute leadership? Well, we'll get to know about all that in this session today. Introducing you all with an ever-emerging idea of astute leadership. If you describe someone as an astute, it is about how they show an understanding of behavior and situations and how they are skillful at using their knowledge to their own advantage. So if we talk about astute leadership, when on one hand, an astute leader must not only be an inspirer and an empath, but also a visionary for the benefit of whole organization with optimal utilization of resources, including human resources. So the key of being one good astute leader is in striking the balance between two. Also, what are the other attributes of astute leadership and how deeper is the concept? We'll get to know about all that in today's session. So Gagan sir, we would love to hear from you. Let me begin this interactive session by asking you one basic important question. In today's competitive business and professional world, when change is taking place at such a hurricane pace, who exactly is a leader and what role exactly he has so that he can make his organization a success or a failure? What is your opinion about it, sir?
Thank you so much, ma'am. I mean, it is a very perceptive question to start this with because when we talk about a leader, it's extremely important to understand that what is the context. So allow me to set the context here. And I just wish to show a couple of slides. So may I reconfirm that, are you able to see my presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so since I want this to be an interactive session, I request all the students to send your answers on the chat box or my number 935-422-6620. So Shruti ma'am had asked us a very, very relevant question, students, that what is a leader? And probably let's begin by understanding you all would want to know who's a good leader. But I just want to build some suspense. And therefore, let me first talk about who may not be a good leader and what happens when leaders don't have that kind of an astute trait. So I always like to start with the quote of this legendary sports person who many of you may not know. So ice hockey is a famous game in North America where you have a lot of snow, and Wayne Gretzky is one of the legends, like our Sachin Tendulkar. So he's maybe Sachin Tendulkar of North America. So what is his secret of success? He's like Sachin has scored maximum number of runs. Wayne has scored maximum number of goals in ice hockey. So He has a legendary quote. Everyone focuses where the puck is now, but I move towards the place where it will be a few seconds later. Now, you may wonder, Gagan said, what's the link between Wayne Gretzky and leadership? So let me give you a starting mantra, which we'll be covering over the next 50 minutes, that leaders not just have a futuristic vision, but they see it before others, before competition, they remain ahead and they move towards it very consciously. But the question which I wish to ask you is, what happens when this does not occur? So let me start with my quiz number 1. So wonderful students, I am showing you 4 pictures here. The picture is that of a beautiful Premier Padmini car, a BlackBerry phone, a Nokia phone, and a Mozartbeer CD. And what I wish to ask you is, what's common in these pictures? So hurry up, and I'm waiting for your answers on the phone. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Okay, I have my first answer from a girl called Amita. So Amita has beautifully written, what I'm mentioning over here is, these companies were supreme leaders in their industry once. Premier Padmini had years-long waiting. BlackBerry, right from Ratan Tata to Birla's and every major conglomerate, was RIM. And then, of course, Nokia, I don't need to talk about. And Mozartbeer was ruling the industry of data storage. But now, let me ask you my second question. How are these companies today and what happened to them? Well, the second common thing which is there for all of these companies, Shruti ma'am, is that they are all today, for all practical purposes, not just dethroned, but decimated. So how come that a company which was the king or the queen of the industry just about 15, 20 years back, how did the company get decimated? Everybody wants to know why. So guys, hurry up. Quiz number 2. Please pick up your phones and send me your answers. Okay.
Rohit has answered in the chat that they did not change with time.
Oh, wonderful. Brilliant answer. God bless you. God bless you, my child. So thank you so much, Rohit. Yes, so beautifully said, my wonderful student, that these companies did not change with time, and therefore, like this car crash, they met with a dead end. And like Rohit said, they continued to focus on present. So Rohit and Asmita, the two of you who answered, the point is, what they were doing then did not seem wrong. So again, I'm going to come back to this again, that whether Nokia or Premier or Mozartbeer, what they were doing there may not have been wrong to their leaders, but the focus was wrong. And when your focus is wrong, like Rohit said, you fail to see the trends of future. You don't see what lies ahead, and that leads to the car crash. When you're driving a car, you just don't want to be focusing on the next 10 meters. You want to focus at least next 10 kilometers. So it's not that their vision was wrong, but their vision was myopic. And when vision is myopic, what happens is nothing else but even a grand Titanic can crash. So Titanic was a classical example of great, rugged, brute strength. But why did Titanic fail? And who to blame? Well, of course, we could blame many people, but isn't it the leader? If for the success of an Apple, we credit Steve Jobs, then for a failure of Nokia, we may have to blame their CEO also. So it's important to understand that a leader has to see what is the iceberg ahead. When the Titanic was flowing, this ocean about few kilometers had looked perfect, very fine. So go at full blast. But where was that iceberg? And the question which I wish to ask you is, what iceberg did these 4 companies overlook? Nokia, Premier, BlackBerry, Bear. The iceberg that they ignored was smartphone, a zero maintenance Maruti car, which may have been at that time in 1984 a simple shape, but zero maintenance for 1 lakh kilometer. A Premier Padmini needed to be cooled down every 10 kilometers. So which iceberg are you ignoring? A BlackBerry ignored the Android setup, and a Bear ignored the new storage and streaming apps which made the CDs redundant. So Shruti ma'am, as I give my first answer to you, I am building this teaser. So thanks for your permission in advance. My answer to your first question is the disastrous transformations which are happening in some companies which lead to their failure has to be ascribed to leadership. And the simple leader is the one who fails to see what is lying ahead, what icebergs are lying a few miles ahead. And this myopic vision can then lead to the complete disaster of an organization. So I hope that satisfies the question number 1, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, sir. Very aptly explained, especially as to how exactly the myopic vision leadership may lead to such a disaster like that of Titanic. And the examples you quoted, like Premier Padmini and Nokia, they exactly are like landmark cases we have in law. They are exactly like landmark cases in the business world, which every businessman should actually, view while doing the market research when he starts the business and when he tries to take on his business, right? So would you elucidate few more cases like that so that we can understand exactly as to how the far-sightedness of a leader can play such a good role?
Sure, ma'am. Happy to do that. Happy to do that. Thank you so much. So the students must be now anxiously waiting that we have spoken about failure of a leader. But what is a good leader? What is an astute leader? And some examples. So please allow me to once again start with my quiz number 3. So my quiz number 3, I'm going to talk about 4 companies. And these 4 companies stood the test of time for 100 years. So I'm showing 4 pictures. And the clues for these pictures are that these companies were ruler of their industry 100 years back and are ruling the world in some or the other field today. So my wonderful students, Asmita, Rohit, and all of you, here are the 4 questions for your Kaun Banega Crorepati, fastest fingers first. Which company ruled the world with coffee grinding machine? Which company ruled the world with a bulb? Which company ruled with cloth? And which company was the king of Lakkad? Lakkad Bazaar, the world of timber. So go ahead. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Number 935-422-6620 or chat box. Oh, yes, yes. I have got my first correct answer, although I am not at liberty to announce it. Yes, you have given me the correct answer for bulb, Hiten. Thank you so much. So I have got my first answer from Hiten. Come on, hurry up, guys. Okay, I've got my second volunteer, which is Aarti. Thank you, Aarti. Aarti, your answer is half correct, although I'm looking for a different answer. But yes, Arvind Mills is a good one. But this cloth is a Japanese company of much older era. Okay, I've got about 8 answers. So let me move on with some over here. My beloved students, the company which ruled the world with coffee grinding machine is not Nestle, is not Brew. That company is the world's one of the greatest computer making company today, IBM, a greatest computing software company making IBM. Bulb, yes, I think most of you got correct. So yes, of course, Bulb goes with Thomas Alva Edison, the founder of GE, is the company which is making rockets, which is making medical imaging, GE. And cloth was a tricky one. This is my company where I worked for about 22 years. I lived for a long part of my life at Tokyo as a member of the board. And this company is Mitsubishi. However, the one which most of you did not get correct was Lakkad. Lakkad is not Forestier. Lakkad is not woodbreaker. The name of the company, which was the world ruler in wood, my beloved students, is the greatest aeroplane maker of the world today, Boeing. So thank you so much, and big round for all of you participated. Now let us address the answer which Shruti ma'am asked. Now these companies faced not one, not two, but many icebergs. The World War I, flu pandemic, Great Depression, World War II, post-war striving, Cold War, oil shock, expansionary bubble burst, then Southeast Asian crisis of 1997, then coronavirus. A century full of 25 titanic icebergs. So let me explain with this background, and then I'll specifically take the example of General Electric. And you may all want to ask that what is the secret of their success? So my beloved students, the secret of success is like what Shruti ma'am said some minutes back, astute leadership, to be able to see not what lies 6 months ahead, that is myopic vision. Thorough preparation to visualize what lies 10 to 20 years ahead, or sometimes even more. And let me give you a basic concept that basically an astute leader can be defined by two important traits: an insight to recognize not just opportunities but challenges. A Premier Padmini would have recognized that the country needs a better car. They kept on working, but what was the challenge? What was the iceberg? The iceberg was a zero maintenance Maruti Suzuki car. So inability to see that challenge led to their disaster. And then number two, ability to realign employees. If you go to the Padmini history, one of their president of the plant was talking about automation, talking about shifting to superior engines. Who did not allow? The labor union did not allow. The political alliances in their neighboring area in Maharashtra and other regions did not allow. So you cannot turn the Titanic iceberg if you are not having your laborers, your stakeholders together with you. So it's not good enough to see the iceberg. You have to tame the shape also. If your labor, if your worker, if your colleagues are not ready to follow you, then you will be like Asrani. Aadhe idhar jao, aadhe udhar jao. Aur piche to koi aaya hi nahi bhai. So an astute leader is always aware of the business environment, forms great relationships, and then turns the Titanic well in advance so that you don't face the shock of Maruti. So with this important context, let me talk about the two skills, shrewd judgment and flexibility, by giving you the example of an analogy which is given beautifully by BCG. BCG says, iceberg to sabhi ko dikhenge. Be it smartphone, be it iPod, be it oil industry. What is the iceberg facing Mukesh Bhai, Dhiru Bhai Ambani today? They are loving oil. They are making money out of oil, but they know that about 10 years later, oil is gone. So, agar aap Mukesh Bhai Ambani ki recent statement samay, he says, in 2050, we visualize a reliance where our greatest profit will come from not oil, but from green hydrogen. Which means in 2022, Mukesh Bhai, Dhiru Bhai Ambani can see that the iceberg is the death of oil. Electric cars, electric equipment, electricization, renewable energy. So where is Mukesh Bhai investing his money? So Mukesh Bhai is applying brakes to refinery. कि अब refinery में पैसा नहीं लगाना. Then he's buying resources for green hydrogen. He's buying equipment. And finally, he's told his next generation that go all out for green hydrogen. So small example that a poor leader, Shruti ma'am, only thinks about applying brake, cost cutting, reducing. A good leader thinks ki aage kya karna hai, and a great astute leader like Mukesh Bhai, Dhiru Bhai Ambani start shifting all the money from oil to green hydrogen, geo telecom, retail, future healthcare, and all that. So now let's think that what did the same principle got demonstrated by General Electric. So there are 4 companies, but let me talk specifically about GE. How did they see the iceberg and how did they change it? So my beloved students, we all know, it's no secret, Thomas Alva Edison, the greatest inventor, designed bulb. But in no time, Bulb faced the iceberg, that technology became commonplace. Everybody was making it. What did they do? Through astute leader, change the product, change the market. Shifted to vacuum technology, started making radar for army. But in 40s, post when the World War fever was hot, the future vogue was Air Force engine. Knowing that radar market is now dead, they turned their Titanic, new product, new market. They started making engines for Air Force. But then, वक्त का ये कारवां सभी के लिए एक तरफ अंत लेकर आता है. So then, after the war was over, suddenly the need for fighting planes had radically collapsed. What did they do? They changed the product, changed the market, started making profit from switch signaling transport. But then in 70s, when the baby boomers were reaching, let's say 30, 40s, healthcare was the vogue. They started doing medical equipment. Product bhi badla and customer bhi badla. And finally, when the big boom was happening, once again changed the Titanic and took it through financial risk management by GE Financial Services. So the point I wish to make here over, Shruti ma'am, is just grand vision alone is not sufficient. It's important to align all the stakeholders. And what the legendary Jack Welch, one of the greatest astute leaders, did was that at every stage, he kept on shifting the product and the consumer base by focusing on the core skills. I am going to talk about Steve Jobs shortly, but Steve Jobs did the same thing. Focusing on the core skills, he kept on changing the Titanic and giving it different direction to take it forward. So I hope that settles the question number 2, that an astute leader has shrewd judgment and then great persuasive skills so that labor union, worker lobby, officer lobby, stakeholder lobby, everybody is inspired. So that's the broad definition for now as question number 2, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's really very inspiring. Specifically, I'm really inspired and curious to hear about the way and attributes that Jack Welch had actually, and due to his transforming ideas, how he exactly took GE to the great heights. That's really informative. So these days, the concept of astute leadership is widely popular. So according to you, how does he exactly, lead differently as compared to the normal leader?
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shruti ma'am. A very relevant question. So we have already established the 2 great virtues of an astute leader: an ability to look far ahead before others, an ability to communicate its stakeholders in a shrewd manner, because a leader alone cannot change the world. So let us talk about this practical implication. कि practically ground level पे करते क्या है भाई? So to understand this, there's a beautiful term which is given by Harvard University. It is called macro vision plus micro precision. आपने ये तो देख लिया कि 20 साल बाद मारुति आ रही है, अब नया प्रोडक्ट बनाना है, और you have seen कि now let us say your infrastructure is not the core is medical. So what do you do that? Allow me to now bring in one of the most astute leaders, which was Steve Jobs. So when we talk about Steve Jobs' style of leadership, all my worthy participants across India, I wish to give one specific case study on Steve Jobs. And this case happened around 2001 or so. So we all know Steve Jobs was unceremoniously chucked out in 84. Then he was brought back. And the moment he was brought back, Apple was at the verge of bankruptcy. So sabne kaha, bhai, please come back. We can't see the iceberg. We are hitting the iceberg again and again. Please save our soul, Steve Jobs. He came up with iMac, Apple stores, and thankfully around 2001, Apple was coming to the verge of break even. But then, Shruti ma'am, came in Osama bin Laden. And Osama bin Laden sort of busted the 2 towers, and so did he burst the tech market. The tech market was once again at the verge of bankruptcy. So what did this guy do? He came up with iPod. And thanks to iPod, there was a bumper growth in 4 years. So from minus to about, let's say, close to 30,000 crore in 4 years. So Shruti ma'am, if we were all Steve Jobs, how would we all be feeling? Taking our company from minus 0 to plus 40,000 crore in 4 years. Obviously, we'll be happy, celebrating, and really great. But while most people may feel happy, thrilled, top of the world, an astute leader is thinking the other way around. World was celebrating. Wow, iPod is a genius. What a success. Let's invest more money. What was Steve Jobs thinking? Steve Jobs, Shruti ma'am, was thinking completely the other way around. Ulta. मैं कहता दुनिया को पागल, दुनिया कहती मुझको पागल. He was saying iPod is dead. We must change. We must look beyond. We must kill iPod. Why? Because if we don't kill, somebody else will. This is a question which an astute leader always asks himself. Had Premier Padmini CEO, had RIM, BlackBerry CEO, had Moser Beer CEO ask, is CD a dead thing now? Is research in motion ordinary phone a dead phone? The world may have been different. But there's a problem here, Shruti ma'am. So when you come up with such a daring idea, like Galileo, like Copernicus, like Socrates, you are hanged by the church. Because everybody thinks it is the sun who revolves around the earth. Earth is flat. So when you say earth revolves around the sun or earth is a sphere, they will quite likely hang you. So the bigger the idea, the greater the resistance. And this happened with Steve Jobs also. An astute leader is likely to face a lot of resistance from all the stakeholders. But using the core team, using the self-belief, the leader follows something which is called micro-precision. And micro-precision, ma'am, is understood that because your idea is ahead of time. So the A, B, C, D, E is your idea is ahead of time. So no one has experienced it. So people will say, no, your idea is wrong. When somebody would have said in Premier Padmini 80, let's make a car which is zero maintenance, we'll say, no, why invest so much money? It's before competition and therefore time is not there. You have to communicate, but who will convince the skeptics? And because your idea is daring, your vendors, your board will say कि नहीं इसकी जरूरत नहीं है भाई, क्या जरूरत है? अच्छा भला तो हमारा BlackBerry बिक रहा है, अच्छी भली तो प्रीमियर पद्मिनी बिक रही है. Why invest 100 crore today for something that we don't know? So problem is, Shruti ma'am, astute leader को iceberg दिख रहा है, उसके आसपास बाकियों को नहीं दिख रहा. So the great vision is accommodated resistance. And therefore, ma'am, an astute leader has some values. Before I go ahead, I want to give three examples. We know 3 historical cases where great astute leaders were shunted out of their own company. Vineet Nair, Sikka, Cyrus Mistry. Today, we say they were wise in wisdom. Cyrus Mistry wanted a group which was half in size so that it could make 10 times more the money. Sikka wanted that we should focus only on 50% of the business, stop the low value business. Why did they meet the Ratan Tata storm? Why did they meet the Narayan Murthy storm? Why did they meet the Shivnatha storm? And why did they fail? So that is the answer to your question, Shruti ma'am. And the answer is, while the ability to see the iceberg needs purpose, resolve, intuition, number, courage, and enthusiasm, that alone is not sufficient, Shruti ma'am. So Steve Jobs, a Jack Welch, follows the Prince framework according to Harvard University, macro vision, micro action. The amount of time, Shruti ma'am, they spend in building the purpose, same amount they spend with shrewdness, cleverness to persuade others. Because they can be great men, but they cannot be supermen. So they need teams. They don't have ego. So they are ready to refine their ideas, Shruti ma'am. They don't go with my baby syndrome. Steve Jobs refined the iPhone idea many times. They are inclusive. जैसे मैन ऑफ द मैच में होता है, 100 तो सचिन तेंदुलकर ने बनाया, but prize money is distributed among everyone. So they share the gains. They work with the network, never alone. because एक अकेला थक जाएगा, साथ ही हाथ बढ़ाना. So like that, they work in teams. That is their astuteness. दुश्मन को भी दोस्त बनाना is in some sense astuteness. And they collaborate very, very open-mindedly with others. And then they have tireless energy, Shruti ma'am, because working beyond your role to persuade others can be far more time-consuming. Had Steve Jobs not been able to convince the board, had he not been able to convince the vendors, history would have not changed. Because it would have been happy to say, "Arey, hum to 50,000 crore bana rahe." What happened, Shruti ma'am? He launched iPhone. The rest is history. He took Apple from 50,000 crore rupees to 5 lakh crore rupees in the next 5 years. So that is the answer, that why shrewd judgment, ability to have a vision is important. It's also important to persuade, refine, include, network, collaborate, and do that with a lot of energy, because energy is something that you really need. So I hope that satisfies your question number 3, ma'am, through the Steve Jobs case study.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. It's really interesting and eye-opening while we go in the success story of Steve Jobs and the ways adopted by him, which actually made the Apple iPhone a huge success. And it's at the same time a quite fascinating thing to know as to how his astute leadership changed the history forever. So, however, sir, it's again an important fact and quite fascinating and makes me curious to think as to how just one man can change the destiny of whole company alone, which an idea itself sounds so scary for me if I think of taking such kind of initiative. After all, there are thousands of people, millions of products, and zillions of challenges to be managed and faced by a leader. So would you please share your opinions about that, sir?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, may I reconfirm, is my voice clear? Is my presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Perfectly.
wonderful. So, ma'am, so far, we have established 2 virtues. Number 1, even when everything looks happy, a smart, astute leader stretches and shifts. So that's my first message to all beloved children here. A smart leader like Jack Jobs stretch. Number 2, they have micro vision, but they have macro vision, but micro action through Prince framework. Now, question number 4. So, ma'am, leader can be a great man, but cannot be a superwoman or a wonder girl. So we need teams. And therefore, people skills are very important, ma'am. And for people skills, let me talk about the 3rd virtue, which is alliances across avenue. So when I talk about alliances across avenue, you need to collaborate who are different to you. And that needs a lot of humility, a lot of accessibility. And so, Steve Jobs case, ma'am, as you asked, we all know that Apple gave job, but did he do it alone? No. He had his god Mike Marcola, and then we had a disastrous alliance which killed him metaphorically. I mean, threw him out of Apple. But I like to talk about one alliance: Wendell Weeks, Gorilla Glass. Steve Jobs was absolutely punctilious, immaculate in his when it used to come to design. So this is not an Apple iPhone. That's too expensive, guys. I'm sorry. This is an economical 39,000 iPhone 10R. Unlike my children, my beloved wife, I believe in simplicity of Mahatma Gandhi. So, like this, Steve Jobs said, "Ki no steel, no aluminium, no plastic. I will use glass." What's the problem with glass? The problem with glass is what Asha Parekh or Reena Roy said in the movie, "Shisha ho ya dilo aake toot jata hai." So glass can. So, Steve Jobs too. He went for the world. Everybody says, "Sir, glass." जब रीना रॉय ने कह दिया शीशा हो या दिल हो आके टूट जाता है, everybody betrayed him, Shruti ma'am. So he used the final weapon of an astute leader, which is called bending reality. That you are making them great. Finding your Shashi Kapoor and helping Shashi Kapoor become great. Because of helping the other person become great, you are becoming great. He made an alliance with Wendell Weeks. He said, "Ki bhai, tu mere liye glass bana." अगले 10 साल तक unconditional order तेरा, and whatever rate Wendell Weeks quoted, he said, I will give you 50% more, but I know you can do it in 6 months. Because मेरे पास, and Wendell Weeks was very skeptical. नहीं sir, ऐसा कैसे होगा sir, ये आप बात करो, it's impossible. So please go ahead with plastic or aluminium. मुझसे ना हो पाएगा, मुझसे ना हो पाएगा. Steve Jobs replied like gully boy Ranbir Singh and said, कौन बोला हो पाएगा, and he motivated Wendell Weeks, and that changed history. So ma'am, an astute leader knows कहाँ उसकी रावण की जान जैसे and then towards them, they bend the reality by doing alliances. So what has to be understood, ma'am? The answer to your question is, an astute leader understands what does the other person want. He helps them achieve goal ki bhai tu mere liye glass bana. Tera purpose hai glass se making profit, so I will give you profit 50% more. I'll give you 10 years assured business. And therefore, ma'am, by compromising, by looking at the bigger picture, they know today I'm paying 50% more. Today I'm signing a 10-year contract, but by helping them become great, I am becoming great myself. So this ability to make alliances and help others become great is something which needs a large-hearted empathy, emotional intelligence over IQ. EQ over IQ is the secret to success over here. So in our day-to-day life, our students should know that the alliance maker in a company has to make alliances with marketing, logistics, purchase, whichever people you're working on. So please remember, the real practical secret is you can become great only if you help others become great. And for that, please bend the reality to make it happen. I hope that satisfies your query, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. It's really amazing to realize how Steve Jobs really bent reality by his influential skills and astute leadership, which brings also us to another interesting fact. And my another question to you, sir, that persuasion of people would also need good soft skills such as communication skills and team skills. How do you feel about it, sir?
Yes. Brilliant question, ma'am. I would say $1 million question. I don't have $1 million to give right now, but the question is worth $1 million. So thank you so much, ma'am. It's a very relevant question because, as I said earlier, for astute leader, it's EQ over IQ. Of course, a good balance. If you don't have IQ, then of course, then you don't come with ideas. But if you don't have EQ or the soft skills, then you can't be the role model. People will listen to you if they respect you as a role model. So I would like to briefly introduce the very important fourth virtue of a smart, astute leader, which is role model to everybody around him or her. Now, this is not easy, ma'am, because people respect only that person who's helping them become great. So according to Harvard University, there are basic virtues. First virtue is integrity of purpose, which means say what you mean and do what you say. It's called the Swam-Dwas rule also. Say what you mean, do what you say. No satire, no leg pulling, no embarrassment, no maligning, no prevaricating with your team. Number two, vision community. Make effort to persuade them, convince them, like we discussed about Steve Jobs. Build emotional bonds, bend reality, like Steve Jobs did with Wendell Weeks. But let me talk about three exalted virtues, three elite virtues, which is called empower and encourage, give them value and be an inspiration. For that, ma'am, let me give you a very interesting model, which I do at some of the MBA colleges on courses on leadership. So McKinsey has a very beautiful framework called leadership. Let me give you Bollywood inspiration of 4 leadership styles. So ma'am, when you have people around you who are not able to give enough effort, who are not getting good results, don't fire them because others are watching. Become Dilip Kumar of the movie Karma. Like to fight Dr. Dang, who said, जिस थप्पड़ की आवाज नहीं सुनाई देती उसकी गूंज सदियों तक याद रहती है. What did Dilip Karma do? Dilip Kumar worked tirelessly with Jay, Kheru, Ajay, all of them to train them to change their mindset. So one virtue of a soft skill is patience. Never get angry. Through emotional intelligence, continue to train them. That is skill number one, which is called the skill of telling, the skill of helping them understand as a tireless trainer. Number two, ma'am, is a dream seller. Like Gabbar Singh se ladne ke liye Jain Viru, they used to fight the police. What did Sanjeev Kumar do? He trained their gun. He made them fight Gabbar Singh. How? Dream selling skills, which means whatever great ideas you have, who's your Wendell Weeks, who's skeptic, who's your Roger Frederick, who's skeptic, who's the John Ivy, who's skeptic, who's the Shashi Kapoor, who's doubtful, sell them great dreams. Like Sanjeev Kumar did. अपने जय वीरू को पुलिस छोड़ के ऊपर से लड़वाना है. From east, take them to west. So this needs a dream selling skill. Have big ideas, but make effort to sell it. And then, ma'am, very important, who's the kachra of your bhavan of Amir Khan Lagan? Chahe kachra tunda hai, but match to kachra hi jitayega. So you empower. You give them authority. Ja, go ahead, do it. What did Steve Jobs do, ma'am? He took a big risk by trusting Wendell Weeks, his whole company. But so they know who's the winner. Shrewd. Steve Jobs was not Gautam Buddha. He was not Lord Ram. He wasn't doing charity. He took a shrewd decision कि भाई Wendell Weeks कर सकता है. He has a lame hand right now, but इसका यही हमको match जिताएगा. And then he empowered him. He delegated him. So this is risk taking, ma'am. And finally comes the art of communication. 70 मिनट. 70 मिनट है तुम्हारे पास. शायद इस जिंदगी की सबसे खास 70 मिनट, और इस 70 मिनट इस टीम की हर लड़की अपनी जिंदगी की सबसे बढ़िया हॉकी खेल गई, तो ये 70 मिनट तुमसे तुम्हारा खुदा भी नहीं छीन सकता. That, ma'am, is the art of what modern boardroom C-suite. As a communication coach, I train CEOs of various companies, is the art of storytelling. Plain communication, plain English, plain public speaking is not sufficient. You have to sell them stories. So, ma'am, to conclude my answer to your question, today's astute leader needs 4 soft skills. Number 1, tireless patience of Dilip Kumar of Karma. Number 2, the shrewd, clever ability of Sholay Sanjeev Kumar Thakur by selling dreams to Jay and Viru. Number 3, a risk-taking skill of Bhavan Lagan when they had to pay 3 guna Lagan of all because he
It seems there's some issue at Sat's end. So what we see over here is that as far as the astute leadership is concerned, if I have to use one sentence, what exactly is astute leadership? It is the highest common sense. Now, you might be wondering, what does highest common sense mean and why I'm using this term, right? When do you earn the common sense? You earn common sense when you take some action and you have an experience. That experience may be positive, negative, right? That gives you wisdom. That gives you the common sense. So a leadership is actually nothing but using your own experiences and ensuring that you are moving towards the vision which you have, right? So if you see the four particular leaders, legendary examples are as given us is very clearly the way the girls are motivated in Chak De India. Now, only this much time is available with you, and if you do this, so you're bringing the best out of that person. And if you see in Lagan, what is there is the highest kind of common sense which he's using. What is he doing? What is he doing? Simply believing in the potential of everyone. It's a good example of inclusiveness. Not looking down on anyone, not negating anyone, and all that. And ultimately, the people whom you think cannot play are giving you the victory, are leading you to the victory. And that is, of course, skilling and reskilling. That means you are never tired of training yourself and training your colleagues. And perseverance is another feature of you, right? So I think Sir has joined back. Sir, over to you. Sir,
Please
are you
unmute
there?
yourself, Gagan sir.
My apologies. I think the tech is something which I have to continuously to work like kachra and become better at. My humble apologies. So this, Shruti ma'am, is the answer of 4 soft skill virtues of always having perseverance of Dilip Kumar, having dream selling of Sanjeev Kumar, having the risk-taking ability of astute shrewdness to stand up for your kachra, and not English, not communication, but storytelling of Shah Rukh Khan to win their hearts so that they can try to be great and in the process help you become great.
Sir, when we won the World Cup also, I still remember Kapil Dev taking a risk.
Yes.
Nobody wanted that way, and he gave a chance.
Yes. Brilliant example, sir. Hats off. In fact, those of you wonderful students, if you would have seen the 1983 movie, as respected Arora sir just said, Kapil Dev took a big risk by giving the ball to Madan Lal. Because Viv Richard was hitting him for sixes. He had just been hit for like 18 runs. And we had only about 183 to defend. But brilliant example. So he knew in his heart that he can do. So he took that. So therefore, like sir was saying about a minute back, it's all about shrewd understanding and then taking risks. And all of this needs a big heart, and big heart comes from a great EQ. Over to you, Shruti ma'am.
So these are some interesting examples which Ashok sir and you, both of you, quoted, to which all of us, the audience and me, can actually connect. And these are some wonderful thoughts for our dear students and audience. And I'm sure by now, all of us have understood the exact meaning of as to what constitutes astute leadership, sir, and how to become one in the times to come. Would you like to share any other thoughts or any other relevant factors, sir, as to how to become an astute leader?
Very interesting thought, ma'am. I think most of what I had to say, I have already said, but yes, I cannot leave this meeting and go without giving one final thought to the entire concept of astute leadership. There are many things: integrity, ethics, compliance. So I'm assuming they are a given. So if you're not following ethics, compliance, then anyway the ship is doomed. So be it Arthur Anderson, be it Enron. So ethics and compliance is something which is for a given. It's not a virtue necessity. So I'm leaving that aside. So then, ma'am, my final answer before I leave is inspired by another great astute leader. And no need to introduce him because he is what they say, the Steve Jobs of 2040s, our very own Elon Musk. And he made a quotation. I'm not talking about Twitter. I'm not talking about Tesla. I'm talking about the attitude of hard work. So Elon Musk is known for being an open-mouthed, a loud mouth, but he said, ma'am, nobody has ever changed the world working from 9 to 5. 40 hours a week means you are good enough to do the operational role, but then don't think you can make any difference. To have a contribution which is immemorial for eternal times, you need to give 80 to 100 hours. In my own journey at Mitsubishi, ma'am, I was one of the only non-Japanese employees to become a member of the board. And that needed almost 18 to 20 hours of working every day, 7 days a week. While it's not a precisely exemplary role model thing to follow, but just for your reference, with my family, my wife, my 3 children, I used to say I have only 3 hours from you. That is Sunday from around 12 o'clock to 3 or 4 o'clock. So you have to make sacrifices. And while you have to do all of this, the important thing is you may want to do something which is called Cosmos Wheel of Balance. So like Madam Z. Garnick said in 1927, balance is very important. Are you where you are? Which means all of us may not be able to give 16 hours, but wherever we are, we must give 100%. ये नहीं कि दफ्तर में काम कर रहे हो और घर, अरे यार वो बीवी के लिए साड़ी लेकर आनी थी, अरे यार वो हस्बैंड का सूट ठीक कराना था, अरे यार वो बच्चे की फीस देनी थी, अरे घर की गैस खत्म हो गई. No. An astute leader's final virtue is you may not be able to give 18 hours or 20 hours like Elon Musk, but even if you're giving 10 hours, follow the principle of Madam Z. Garnick, who said in Moscow in 1927, thoughts of unfulfilled tasks radically wean away your efficiency. So I leave this meeting by giving this final chart to all the wonderful students. Depending on your ambition, depending on your mission, you have 16 hours, say 6 to 7 hours of sleeping, 1 hour of biological need. Please divide them. Your life, your call. But once you divide, so please follow the eternal principles Shri Shri 108, Shri Shri Bhagwan Salman Khan ji, जिन्होंने वांटेड पिक्चर में पूज्य ने हमें ज्ञान दिया, एक बार जो मैंने कमिटमेंट कर ली तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता. So my wonderful students, as I leave, my answer to Shruti ma'am's question is like Salman Khan said, once you have made this box, then even Lord Almighty shouldn't let you deter from it. Whatever time, you may give 10 minutes to spirituality, 1 hour to family, 10 minutes to guitar as your passion, 20 minutes or 30 minutes to morning walk, but then follow it. You have given 10 hours to profession, follow it. You have given 30 minutes to knowledge, follow it. Give some time to finances and sometimes to networking. So if you follow Elon Musk's final principle of time devotion, then you will have the necessary amount of fuel to fly your rocket to Mars. So with these words, I'd like to sign off, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. The session has been really very informative with your knowledge base. We would love to have you some other time on some other topic again. Thank you so much, sir.
So let me say my bye-bye, and please remember the 5 SMART principles. Have strategic mindset, have macro vision, but micro action, alliances, influence people, be a role model, and finally, have the time management of Elon Musk. So I love you all. God bless you, my wonderful students. I'll take your permission and leave now, but always be a smart, astute leader. So thank you, Arora sir. It's always a great learning with you as the guru, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being with us today, irrespective of your such a tight schedule, and you really stole time for us. So sometimes stealing also is good, right? And we are so happy about it. Now, sir, before you leave, I like to take only half minute of yours, right? I know you have an next session. My half minute is this, that there are so many virtues required to be an astute leader, right? And people start thinking, I do not have this virtue, I do not have that virtue, so I cannot be an astute leader, or I'm not an astute leader and all that, right? What would you say to such people?
Thank you so much, sir. So my fundamental and last word over here is the greatest gift by Lord Almighty to mankind is learning by doing, learning by structured guidance and mentoring. So all these people had some or the other mentor. So we may not be lucky enough to have a Mike Markula. We may not be lucky enough to have Mr. Streamings or Andy Groove as a mentor, but we have great universities, sir. So I owe my entire career to the various MBA and various education. So I would encourage all students who are listening to me over here to join good universities and then have right kind of mentors and have those experiences, because in these programs they will get opportunity experiences and then grow by learning, grow by doing, and grow by reading, hopefully under the guidance of your very own Mike Markula, right, as a professor or a HOD at the right university. That's my final advice, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, and great advice. And I'm sure we in KRM have already ensured it that every student is given a mentor. So there is a strong mentor and mentee program in our institute, and we ensure that the mentor works like a needle, moves through the cloth and creates a beautiful pattern of the mentees, which is unique to them, and then leaves, right? So this is what exactly is our program. Mentor-mentee program, giving a very exciting environment and ensuring the every potential of an individual is made to bloom, right? So that's what we are aspiring in the university. So thanks, sir. We look forward for more interactions and more sessions. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now I'll request Shruti ma'am to share with us what Gagan sir mentioned very clearly to us is that if somebody has to be a shrewd leader, it is the mentors who really help. It is the kind of exposure they are given, right? Without exposure, without a particular kind of environment, the potentials do not come out. As we see for a plant, when we nurture it, when we give it sunshine, when we give it moisture, we irrigate it, we provide soil, right? We provide manure, it grows, right? Same way, we need environment. And that environment is what makes individual an individual. So what kind of environment do we provide in the university? And what kind of programs we run? I'll request Shruti ma'am to take us through.
Thank you, sir. With this, let me now introduce our keen audience and students to our leading institute, K.R.mangalam University, which surely is becoming a brand in the times to come. Our motto is empowering the youth, empowering the nation. With this, I would start the introduction of our university, which is a pioneering institution of higher education in Haryana, established in 2013 under Haryana Private Universities Act. We have around 3,000 students in our university. There are almost 12 schools providing different courses. There is approximately 26 acres of campus, and we have 150 plus faculty who are expertise in their own fields. Our campus has spread over 26 acres of lush green campus with ultra-modern amenities. The industry-integrated curriculum with international exposure and tie-ups with various foreign universities and institutions of high repute. We also train our students here in K.R.mangalam University so that they are employable and they can apply to foreign universities and get selected and placed there as well. We have AC transportation facilities across Delhi NCR. Our campus is fully furnished, which has centralized AC hostel. The hostel facilities are far better than compared to other universities, what I would recommend here, as I have seen. Over 65 plus undergraduate and postgraduate programs we have in options to choose from. Air-conditioned classrooms equipped with audio-visual aids, which brings us to another fact that we have great infrastructure. Full-time faculty with rich industrial experience who are easily approachable for all of the issues whichever you have in your industry. Fully functional high-end laboratories across various disciplines. Interdisciplinary project-based learning. We also provide workshops as well as internships and trainings for the students who wish to intern and make themselves expertise in their industry. Record placements year after year with over 400 plus regular recruiter in various disciplines. We have almost approximately 90% placement over the years. Scholarships are available for 100% for the meritorious and deserving students. The courses offered in our university we'll be discussing over the courses. First, the courses we have for engineering and technology, BTech in computer science with artificial intelligence and ML with academic support, Symmetrics and IBM. BTech in ME, automotive designs with academic support, Siemens. BCA with specialization in AI and data science with academic support, Symmetrics and IBM. BSc Honors Computer Science with academic support, IBM. BSc Honors Data Science, BSc Honors Cybersecurity, MTech part-time, full-time, as well as Masters in Computer Applications. Moving on to another school, Management and Commerce. We have BBA in Human Resources, Marketing, Finance, IB, and Travel. BBA with specialization in Business Intelligence and Analytics with academic support, Symmetrics. BBCom Honors with academic support, NSE. BCom program, MBA with academic support of IBM, as well as MBA part-time and MCom. Moving on to the courses we have in Basic and Applied Sciences. We have BSc Honors Physics or Chemistry, Maths with assistance in Civil Services exam preparation or IIT JAM. We have MSc Honors in Physics, Chemistry, Mathematics, MSc Honors part-time as well. If we talk about the Department of Education, we have BEd, BEI Ed, as well as MA Education. Moving on to another school, School of Architecture and Design, which is quite popular here. We have Bachelors of Architecture, Bachelor of Interior Design, Bachelor of Design, BSc Honors Interior Design, as well as BA in Fashion Designing. We also have the School of Journalism and Mass Communication here. So you can do BA Journalism and Mass Communication, or you can also pursue Masters in Journalism and Mass Communication. Moving on to Legal Studies, which specifically is my field and my school. We have BBA LLB Honors, BCom LLB Honors, BA LLB Honors. We also have 3-year LLB Honors as well as LLM 1 year. One more course is missing. We also provide PhD in legal studies as well as other disciplines as well. Apart from that, we have Humanities School in which we provide courses like BA Honors, MA English, BA Honors or MA in Economics, BA Honors in Psychology, BA Honors in Digital Humanities, as well as we provide BA Honors in Chinese. If we move on to another school, Medical and Allied Sciences, we have BPharm, MPharm, DPharm, BPT, BSc Honors in Operation Theatre Technique, BSc Honors in Dialysis Technology, BSc Honors in Medical Lab Technology, and B Optometry with academic support, Dr. Shroff Charity Eye Hospital. We also have Hotel Management and Catering Technology, BHMCT. We also have Agricultural Sciences Department, which provides for the course BSc Honors in Agriculture. We have doctoral programs, that is PhD, in almost all the disciplines in K.R.mangalam University.
So these courses, if we could have this slide again, ma'am, previous slide.
Sure.
So if you see, there are 11 schools, right? Now these schools could be there in any university you will find, perhaps. And there will be mentioning of these courses. We provide this course, and all that. So what is unique? What is the special of us? I
So we
would
have
like to say very clearly over here, what makes us special is that right from the very beginning, we provide you, along with academics, the industrial skill. Now, this is claimed by other universities as well. They also say that we give you this kind of skill, and they say that we give you internships. That's all, right? Now, our collaboration with the industry is very different, right? So you might have seen Shruti ma'am mentioning in collaboration with this, with the help of IBM, with the help of Siemens, Symmetrix, academic support of Zibia, and so on and so forth. What does this mean? This means very clearly that we continuously evolve our curriculum with the help of industry. So in our board of studies, we have representatives of industry. These representatives clearly spell out to us that, look, industry is changing like this. Okay, so we are very conscious of industry change. So as industry is moving towards industry 4.0, same way we are moving towards education 4.0, right? And what do we mean by it? How do we go about it? What are we doing? So these industry leaders and our professors, academicians, sit together and we decide, apart from the regular papers, along with these regular papers, some special papers. So every course has from 12 to 16 special industry related courses. In this, the curriculum is not only designed with the help of industry, but this is taught also by the industry experts. So a paper, the expert from the industry would come and would teach what is data analytics, how it is used, right? So it is not just talking of theory of data analysis, but exactly how it is being used in the industry. How do we do data analysis? How do we use their findings, and so on and so forth. So this is how we are different. Second point, which is very important, is this, that like in our mechanical engineering, so we have collaboration with Siemens. Now, the whole automobile industry is actually moving towards what? From the, regular fossil fuel, we are moving towards electrical vehicles. And who is the pioneer of electrical vehicles? Siemens. They have designed their own software. So our students, right from the very beginning, are given exposure to these softwares, which other universities do not have an access. So their students, when they join these industries like IBM and Siemens, later on, they have to be retrained, whereas our students are already trained. Third advantage I would like to say is, all these companies, what you see, they have an international presence. So whatever credits you earn by passing those special papers, those credits are internationally recognized. So you have an edge over other students. because you have internationally recognized credits with you. So that means you are preferred for a particular post. The second thing is this, that when you move out of the country, since your credits are internationally recognized, you don't have to worry. Even foreign companies are ready to accept you because of your credits from these kind of companies. Now, if you see this slide, we have shown very clearly that we have a collaboration with IBM, we have collaboration with Cementric, and Libya and Siemens. There is something over here you see is LinkedIn Learning. Now, in the LinkedIn Learning, LinkedIn is what? It's a network of the professionals. So there are 15,000 courses offered in LinkedIn Learning, which are given by the professionals only. The top professionals of their field. So you have another opportunity to choose, along with the regular courses you are doing in the university, to choose any of these courses and continue to upscale your skills, even if you have not yet entered the workplace. And you have already, through this service, LinkedIn Learning service, you have a connect or a network with the professionals of your field. So that's another advantage of K.R.mangalam University and its curriculum. Next slide, and over to you, ma'am.
We have also collaborated, our university has also collaborated with the companies like IBM, Cemetrix.io, Siemens, LinkedIn, NSE Academy, as well as Dr. Shroff's Charity Eye Hospital. We also have eYantra Robotics Lab here in our university, which is again a unique thing which you may not find in every university. We have...
Ma'am, let's talk more about this lab because this is very important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this eYantra Robotics Lab is in collaboration with IIT Mumbai, right? So our students are mentored directly by the best of the best professors of IIT Mumbai, right? So robotics, we know, is an important part of the automation and other industries now, right? So our students have a great chance and exposure to directly carry out the projects under the professors of IIT Mumbai. Next slide.
Our university also have honorary distinguished professors, and our university is also visited by various guest faculties who are industrial experts as well. The faculties like Mr. Vikram Atal, Professor Sunita Singh Sengupta, who is a Dean, Faculty of Management, University of Delhi, Dr. Shiv Kumar Kaushik, Professor Sudhanshu Roy, Professor Kishan Lal, Professor Jack Copeland, Mr. Vinod Sood, Professor Sumanyu Satpati, Mr. Chandrahas Chaudhary, and Professor Anita Sharma. They all are experts and very good academicians in their own fields. Yes, sir. Were you saying something?
So it's not the exhaustive list. It is to name a few of the distinguished professors in their own fields. Now, with the COVID, the boundaries, the physical boundaries have practically disappeared from the world of learning, right? So now we have an access to any professor sitting in any corner of the world. Now, what our honorary distinguished professors who visit the university, they are doing a twofold work for us, right? First is that they train our students. Secondly, they also train our faculty. So in K.R.mangalam University, professional development is a ethos, because without you yourself growing, without you nurturing yourself, you cannot nurture or help other person to grow. So tradition in K.R.mangalam is you're constantly honing up, polishing your own abilities, and ensuring that you are having the latest of the latest knowledge and skills. Next slide.
Yes, sir. We here adopt an innovative teaching pedagogy, which means whatever industrial experience as well as the things are necessary for every course, we adopt those methods. For example, when we talk, I would pose an example of the field of law only. If we talk about law, we provide free legal aid. We also arrange free legal aid camps, as well as we also have the free legal aid consultancy committee here. And we provide similar innovative teaching pedagogy in other courses as well. Would you like to share your opinion on this, sir?
Well, you see in the sustainable goals to which India is a signatory, and our new education policy is a document which is wedded to the attainment of the sustainable development goals. So whenever we talk of sustainable development, we are talking of integrating the modernity with the environment. So it is not that you are acquiring the technology at the cost of environment. So here in the university itself, we have a smart ashram, a smart village, right? Which has been designed by our architecture department. Our students have designed it, right? And here we integrate the technology with the environment, thereby creating awareness and a sense of responsibility for caring the mother earth among our students. Next slide, please.
Yes. Life beyond teaching. Life beyond academics. So here, we just not only teach in the classes, and it's not just about academics. We have many co-curricular activities and events which take place in our university. We provide ample of opportunities for our students to participate in the events. We organize inter-university events, national events, and also intra-university events, so that students can learn skills and showcase the other talent apart from the studies and academics what they have. For this, we also have mentor-mentee program, which is again a kind of feedback system, and a mentor is supposed to keep the record of his mentees so that there can be one-on-one interaction between the faculty as well as a student, and the problem of students can be directly addressed to the faculty for the proper feedback. Apart from that, we have the community center here. We have different clubs and societies created for different sections, for different works, so that a particular activity or work can be targeted through those clubs and society.
Okay.
So would you like to add?
The Community Connect program, right? So as we said, our pedagogy is all project-based learning. Now, right now in our Community Connect program, we are carrying out a project. Now, you might have seen on our university that video also, that the students are working with drones and all that. So our because we are we follow a multidisciplinary approach. So students from different streams have chosen a project. With the help of drones, they are going to map and do the survey of the water resources in the neighborhood of K.R.mangalam University. So how much is the water table? What is really good for agriculture? What kind of water is under certain depth and all that? This survey is going to help the community nearby K.R.mangalam. So it's not only that we carry out like COVID. During COVID, we had a lot of health programs for the community. We carry out different kind of programs, and the sole idea is to make the students responsible for the community of which they are part, and secondly, to learn from the rich experience of the community. This is where the common sense flows, which we were talking when we were discussing the astute leadership.
Yes, sir. So our students also
Very
have
clearly.
international exposure.
Another program we mentioned very specifically was our, if you go to the previous slide, please, the various clubs we have over here. Now, what are these clubs and why these clubs? Because ultimately, it is, you have to work in a web of human relations only, right? Where you are given an opportunity to pursue your interest, and through those interests, develop your personality. So these clubs give you an opportunity like that. For example, we have a Reuters club, we have a dramatics club, right? And you have even clubs related to meditation, yoga, etc., etc., right? These are, and you are free to make your another club. We have around 29 clubs now. And these clubs are entirely run by students, whereby they invite experts from outside, and all the students of the whole university can, even if you are not a part of that member of that club, you can enjoy the events being organized by that very club itself. So a Reuters club would organize events, something like this, calling the writers of famous books and asking them to share their experiences, right? So this way, different kind of exposures are given to take care of your total growth as a human being. Next.
So in our university, we also open doors to international exposure for our students. We take them and we make them pay a visit for the training purposes and for the industrial training purposes in foreign countries as well as the other places of India. Few examples where our students have paid visit are TIEM's University, Jingyanshan University, Middlesex University, London, the University of Melbourne, ESCE International Business School, University of Florida, Nanhua University, and University of Houston.
Well, the collaboration with this university is not confined only to the visits. Our collaboration is of this kind that, suppose you choose, you chose a degree of 4 years, you want to do 1 year in K.R.mangalam over here in India, and you want to do 3 years in any of the universities with which we have collaboration. So you can choose your program. We give you freedom. You spend 3 years outside, 1 year KRM, 2 years here, 2 years there. The choice is left to the students, plus our collaboration terms as we have with different universities. Second thing, what we organize is the summer courses for our students. And third thing which we organize over here is the exchange program. Exchange program is of two kinds, where students of these universities visit our university and our students go and visit these universities. Academia, faculty of these universities visit for the benefit of students of K.R.mangalam, right? So this collaboration with the universities is the sole idea that you are given an international exposure, as the whole world is now a global village, and we work, even if I get training in India, but I happen to work in any country across the globe, right? Now for that, it is very important that I understand the culture, the philosophy, the way of living, right, of that very country. So in order to give you an exposure to different kind of cultures, we have these kind of collaborations.
These are our placement highlights. The highest package on which our student has been placed was 24 lakhs per annum. The university is visited by almost 400 plus recruiters. Total offers made to our students are 600 plus, and students placed up to 90%. The top recruiters in our university are Paytm, Sun Pharma, KPMG, Medanta, the MedCity, India Bulls, ESC International Business School as well. These are few more recruiters at K.R.mangalam University.
If we go to the previous slide, please. See, we are mentioning over here the highest package is 24 lakhs per annum, right? And we are visited by more than 400 plus recruiters, and the offers made are naturally more than 600 plus. You might be wondering, students placed up to 90%. What happens to those 10%? You may be fearing, if I am among those 10%, then what is the use of going to this university if there is no placement? This 10% is basically for entrepreneurship. So we have an entrepreneurship cell. We have an incubation cell. In the entrepreneurship cell, you come out with your ideas, you come out with your plan and all that. In the incubation cell, we invite investors who invest money in your ideas, in your business ideas, and help you. So we are not only encouraging our students to be job seekers, but rather become the job providers. This is where 90% is figuring. Next, please.
Apart from the top recruiters, we also have more recruiters who have visited K.R.mangalam University. Now I'll proceed to discuss the stages of admission process. I guess Sir can take on better on this, Sir. Can you please discuss the stages of admission process here?
Admission process is very easy and very much streamlined. You have to just meet our admission officer, right? And procure the application form, fill it up, register with us, and then you have to appear for a admission test, right? Now, this admission test is of a very different kind. It is basically multiple choice questions related to your subject and related to your aptitudes, okay? And along with that, you go through a psychoanalysis test. Through the psychoanalytical score which you get, when you are there, you meet the team. You appear for personal interactions where you are guided which course is best for you depending upon your performance in the previous test, right? Choice is of course yours. You are given many choices, and then you are made to meet the deans, the faculty, the students, and then based on that you can decide, pay the fee, and join us so you become a part of our family. Next. So here you might be wondering, K.R.mangalam is providing so many facilities, state-of-the-art infrastructure, fully air-conditioned, and international exposure. So it might be very costly. So to give you a fair idea of that, our fee structures, we are presenting you a table. And in this table, what we have compared is the fee structure with respect to different universities from Haryana, Delhi, UP, Punjab, Rajasthan, Bihar, etc. So that you can see by yourself that we are the lowest as compared to other universities, both as well as for the 4 or to 5 years technical courses as well as 3 years degree program. Next.
We also provide scholarships to our students, undergraduate students who have just finished their 12th standard and are wanting to take admissions in undergraduate programs, get scholarships up to 100% based upon their percentage or an entrance test. Second, we also have fast track admission to those who have 90% or above in 10+2. We have 15% scholarships for siblings applicable to all the siblings excluding the first child admitted to K.R.mangalam University. Meaning which, if you give recommendation to one of your sibling to take admission in K.R.mangalam University, we provide them 15% of scholarship. 15% of scholarship we have for the people from sports quota, 15% scholarship for the children of defense personnel we have, and we also have special financial aid to the students who have passed out from K.R.mangalam schools only.
So that's all we have to say. Thank you very much. And what you see over here is our phone number 011 4888 4888. So we are only a phone call away, right? You can call us up, seek an appointment, come to the university, have a feel of the university by yourself. When we say feel, we give you an opportunity to visit our labs, our classrooms, our hostel facilities, meet the faculty, best of best, I would say, meet the students, know their experiences in KRM, and then decide. We look forward to see you all. Thank you so much for joining us, right? And special thanks to Shruti ma'am today and Mr. Gagan and our technical team who's working behind the scene to make it this event a success. I think this event will be successful only when you are there, right? So our special thanks to all of you for taking out your time early morning, joining us. We hope you enjoyed the session. We look forward for such sessions because every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we bring in experts, we bring in people who have who are the cream of their respective fields to share their experiences in view to enrich us. Look forward to see you again and again. Thank you very much for joining us today and have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Side sir, Dharamveer sir, we can wind up now. Maybe Shruti ma'am, you will have to pause.